Alright, ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to work on slip joint pliers. I think these might be Craftsman. They're either Craftsman or they're Walmart. Way back in the day used to sell a brand, it was marked PM, and a lot of them were made in USA. So it's not in bad shape. It slides okay, but I think I can make it slide better. I don't know if I'm going to take it completely apart or not. This is a Wild brand, W-I-L-D-E. It's a snap ring plier. It's an old pair too. 407 Wild, but they're rusty. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to run them over the wire wheel first, and then I got a vat of homemade rust remover I made. I'm going to stick them in that, and then I probably blew these. Blew them both. Don't use these very often, but they are handy when you need them. Spring clips, things like that, they're handy. Slip joint, of course, they're handy for everything. I actually stuck a pair of these under the sink. I have a kitchen sink. The way the drain system was installed seems to stop up all the time, so I just keep a pair under there so I can disconnect the P-trap real quick. The clean out's real easy, it's not a big deal, so I keep one under the sink now. About every 6-7 months I'm having to clean the trap and clean the pipe under there, so I think I might I don't know, I may not save the handle. I may put some heat shrink tubing on it. Make it a good looking pair, good usable pair. All right, let's go to the wire wheel. All right, I cleaned wire wheel. I didn't do a real great job, but I took them just the surface rust off, and I'll get the rest of it off in the homemade rust remover. But I'm gonna go ahead and use a fiber wheel. I want to clean these areas and smooth them up real good so it slides in really nice. And it is Taiwan made. It is marked Taiwan, and the steel quality is not bad at all. So more than likely it's an old Walmart brand, and I'm fine with it. I got it for less than 50 cents. I can't complain. You can tell a difference once you get that rust off, how smooth they get. They're just so easy. Fiber wheel, I think this is 100 grit or 80 grit. Takes rust off real good, real quick. And I've already tightened this up a little bit. I'm not gonna take these off. And I know there's other YouTubers, Scoutcrafter is real good about taking these off and putting them back together. I have a hard time. One, I just have a hard time. I just don't take them apart unless it's a large, like a 24 or 18 inch pair or something like that. I just don't have luck. One, the threads are different. I do not have a tap or die that works on these. So I just leave them alone. There's rust powder on there now. So I'll go ahead and stick them in that rust remover. Finish getting off what it can. Tomorrow I'll come back, rinse them off, clean them up, and then I will put them back over the wire wheel. And I'm tightening them up just so I get rid of that slop. And once I get rid of all the slop, I'll peen it over. I'm gonna get back to what I said. Get them out of rinse them off of the rust remover and wire wheel them again, and then blue them. And these ought to be a really good pair. And I don't like the handles. I think I'm gonna, it's like a spongy, yeah, I'm just gonna get rid of it and put my own heat shrink tubing on it. It'll be a good pair. It'll be a good usable pair. It's got a little bit of damage. I might clean that up with a file. It looks like it was used around a welder. There's a welder spot right there. All right, be back tomorrow on these. All right, took them out of the rust remover, rinsed them off in some water, and a lot of the black stuff's coming off pretty good. So I guess the next thing to do is go to the wire wheel and give them a good cleaning off. That rust turns to black. And I don't think this has a name on it. It doesn't look to have a name on it. I need to put it on the wire wheel and look at it real closely. Fire up the air compressor too and blow some of that water out in between that gap. The jaws on these are in really good shape. All right, and I'm gonna cut the handle off. I just don't like the handles. It's that soft rubber spongy type material, and I'm not a big fan of it. I'd rather have the heat shrink tubing on there. I'd like it better. All right, let's go to the wire wheel. All right, didn't turn out too bad. So I'm going to use the Dremel to get a little bit more inside there. I got a fiber wheel on there. I'm not sure what grit this is. Might be 400. That ought to do it. I mean, the steel looks really good on this one, and I like the rope design on the handle. It's a Wild 407. And of course, these never really in bad shape unless somebody tries to, you know, take something that's too strong for the tool, but looks good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and, this is loose, I'm going to go ahead and tighten this and peen it over before I blue it. Now there, that's too tight. Add a little more. Lots better. Yeah, it doesn't have to wiggle like it did before. Alright, I'll come back and we'll blue it. Alright. I'm just going to use carb cleaner. You can use denatured alcohol is what you're supposed to use, but I don't want to turn around and get up there on the cabinet and get it. Carb cleaner is, it's what I use, it's what I like. Blew these real quick. I don't think it'd be that big of a deal. All I'm doing is getting some of the black off of it, the trashy stuff. I like the carb cleaner because it evaporates so quickly. Bluing, this is what I use. Somebody's going to ask. I do use birchwood. It's a rinse product. This is a no rinse product, so that's why I use it. Either one's good. There's not. I can't say anything bad about birchwood. You find a good product, you stick with it. am going to have to do this a couple times, it looks like. Yeah, I'll probably need 2 or 3 coats with this one. Some metals take the bluing immediately and really quick, really dark, and some doesn't. Some you have to put 2 or 3 coats on. This looks like this is going to be one of the ones that I'm going to have to add a coat or 2 to it. When you're done bluing with the 1 coat, just take a dry towel, wipe it down, and take some steel wool and rub it down good. And you see some parts of this is taken real good, and then in some parts is not. So it is definitely going to take another coat. At least 1 more. Sometimes you can get lucky and just do. I had a pair of pliers the other day, man. It took a coat almost immediately. See, it's turning. I wonder, just out of curiosity, how quick this is going to take. Yeah, see how this one takes even quicker? And right here, it's not taking on this part of it. Now it is. It's slowly taking it. Now you can use cotton swab, Q-tip. Oh, you know what? I don't need to do the handles on this, dummy, because I am going to put heat shrink tubing on it. This part of the video usually gets long. You guys can fast forward if you don't. If you've seen this before, I'm sure you have. By the time you guys see this video, I'll be on a well-deserved vacation. Be sitting on the beach. My one week vacation. Well, you know what? I'm getting. Let me stop where I'm at because I need to dry the other one off. I'm getting behind here. Shoot, that's got carburetor cleaner on it. Let's get another towel here. Finally getting into a heat wave. I'm tired of the rain, ladies and gentlemen. I made money this year, but man, growing season's been a long one. Yeah, see, I'll use the air, compressed air, to blow that center out. Now, take steel wool and just now what I'm going to do, yeah, see, it did take real good color right there, so definitely do it again. I'm going to take the brass brush and just it'll turn out all right. And probably could have left them bare metal, but I don't think it'll. I'm not a big fan of bare metal unless I polish. And these things weren't worth the time to polish. All right, let me fire up the air compressor and dry some of this out real quick. All right, kind of splotchy, so going ahead and give it some more. Put too much in there. And see, now it's taking color a second time, darker. Yeah, I know I should be wearing gloves. Somebody's gonna say something, but you know what? As much chemical and carburetor cleaner I got on my hands, I don't have to worry right now about oil being in my fingertips. Yeah, I know. It's chemical and it's raw skin. Trust me, I've tried dyeing at least a dozen times. A little chemical is not going to hurt me. And if it does, well, it does. Yeah, it's taking good color now. I like bluing. I like the bluing better than the paint. About the only thing I like painting tools anymore is my pipe wrenches. And tell you the truth, I like the bed liner material from my pipe wrenches. That's probably my favorite. And someone's going to ask why. It's because my pipe wrenches are usually covered in turds or grease, something out of a 4-inch sewer line. And usually, if you're messing with a 4-inch line or 6-inch sewer line, you're deep in doo-doo. Let's put it that way. And it's slimy, so anything that can help me grip the tool, I'm all for it. And oh my God, yes, sometimes I do not wear gloves. You just can't get away from it, ladies and gentlemen. When you're working with PVC and slime and nasty, it's just hard. All right, let me finish wiping this down and then brushing it off, or steel wool, a little both. I use a brass brush too. You can use a brass brush, but don't do it very much. If you hit it very hard, very long, it takes a lot of the bluing off. All right, I got some heat shrink tubing on there, and the reason I go in 2 different colors is because I got a piece of each, and I didn't want to open a new bag. So my tools, my rules. You can do what you want with your old tools. This is the way I'm doing it. Someone's going to ask why I'm using heat shrink tubing. Dip it stuff is expensive. You got to buy 2 cans. You can't just buy 1 can. You won't get the job done with 1 can. Also, that stuff gets dirty really quick. The dip up stuff, you can't do 1 coat. You have to do 3 coats. I'd say 4. Between 3 and 4 is ideal. And every time you stick your material, your item in your material, and you dip it, you lose product that's in the can. That's why you buy 2 cans, because you have to refill the can. You get the same depth. This stuff has got a gel coat on the inside, and it sticks well. I think it's rated 600 volts, so I get a little protection if I grab wires I'm not supposed to. It's inexpensive too. That's another thing I like about heat shrink tubing. This stuff is, you can buy 4-foot, 8-foot rolls, $12. Now I've had really good luck. Carburetor cleaner doesn't melt this stuff. I wish Channel Lock Tool Company would sell their blue coating. I wish there was a way that I'm sure they have a manufacturing process, and it probably comes in, 55-gallon barrels. And I'm sure they, air compressor, hang on. Sorry, had to fire the big air compressor up today to fix my trailer. Had to take tires off, fire up the impact. Anyways, I wish Channel Lock would sell their blue coating for pliers. More than likely it'd be so expensive it wouldn't be any fun to buy anyways, but I get this really hot. Make sure I shrink all the little bubbles. Boy, this thing's getting hot. All right, what I'm gonna do is let this dry a little bit, let it cool off, snip the end, and then I'll take it over on that gray fiber wheel and just clean the ends up a little bit. And then coat them with some oil. I'll be back. All right, guys, got them coated, cut it off. Now I'm just gonna put some waste oil. It's really warm outside. It's in the mid 90s, I guess, so I'm gonna set this on that cookie sheet. I got an old black cookie sheet, and I set these on there and let this oil just kind of soak. This is old waste oil out of my truck. Give it a good coat. And then let it sit. I'm working again tomorrow, so I'm just gonna let these sit out for about 4.5, 5 hours, probably 5. And then dry them off. They'll be good to go. At least I found something to do with my waste oil. Alright. Like I said, I'll just set these in the sun, let them bake for a while. I tried heating one first and then bluing it, which is hot bluing, but with this material I have here, this cold bluing, and it didn't turn out that well. So I may need to buy a different product to do the hot bluing. I like this cold bluing. It serves my purpose. It's quick and easy, doesn't cost much, and that little bottle can do, I don't know, 60, 70 tools. So, all right, let me stick these outside and we'll come back and look at them late tonight. All right, I gotta cut it short. These have only been sitting outside for 3 hours. I've gotta go visit one of my customers. They want me to give them a bid. Well, they want me to give them an estimate because they have someone that's coming tomorrow to give them a bid on some remodeling. And so I'm gonna give them what I think, and then they'll have something to compare. And I don't have time because I go back to work again tomorrow and I will be hooked up. So go ahead and clean these up, show you how they come out. And these are warm. Man, these are warm. That sun, you'd be amazed at how warm it gets outside. I didn't look at the thermostat when I went by, but it's definitely warm out there. We're getting our heat wave now. We've had enough rain for the last few months. Now everything's going to dry up. I'm glad all the cattle ponds are full because we're going to need it the next few weeks, I think. Cows will be standing in water out there in the ponds. Alright guys, turned out really nice. I know the handles are two different colors, but I don't care. My tools. You can see how thick the heat shrink tubing is. You can see the Taiwan or Japanese. These are Taiwan. Texture on these aren't bad. You can see a little discoloration. Look at the difference in the bluing right there. I did not do a good job. I didn't even see that till just now in the camera picture, noticed it. And they work really good. It might work really good now because they're oiled too, but, and like I said, I went ahead and tapped that down pretty good. So they turned out really nice. What is this? 10 or 12 inch? 10 inch. And then these are Wild 407. Wild is still an American made brand. Good quality stuff. It's unusual to find this Wild brand in where I'm at here in Oklahoma. I do find a few of them, but it's rare. This is old school. Teeth are good. The bluing turned out really nice. Nope, snap ring pliers, nothing fancy. I mean, tools like these will sit in your toolbox for months, if not a couple years. And then when you need it, they're handy to have. They're just, and you know, when you buy something like this for a quarter, 50 cents, whatever, it's worth it. And the same way with these tongue and groove pliers. You know, yeah, some of you are going to say Channel Lock. Channel Lock is a brand. This is not a Channel Lock. This is tongue and groove. But anyways, and if you pick these up, even off brands, if you get them for $1 or less, throw them in your pocket of your vehicle or in the trunk of your car, your extra toolbox. My wife has a 12-inch pair and a 16-inch pair in the kitchen in one of the drawers, and I guarantee you she can open anything with them. She'll twist the cap off of anything. So yeah, even just for opening jars of peanut butter or pickles, and they work in hand. They work pretty good. There you go, guys. You know, cheap tools, nothing fancy. I'm sure I got less than $1 on both of these. I don't even remember where I got them. Don't matter. Whatever it is, I don't buy anything unless it's dirt cheap and rusty. And both of these fit that bill. And now they turned out really good. I like these. Probably just go in my toolbox. I keep thinking I was going to take them to work, but I don't need them at work. Now I think about it. All right, guys. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Subscribe if you like. Just a quick video. Well, my videos are never quick, but at least for me, it's a quick video on cleaning up a few little rusty old tools not a lot of effort. They sat in some rust remover, rinsed them off, wire wheeled them, and then blued them. And then throw some old oil on it. Heat shrink tubing on this one. This one I didn't because I like the rope design. I like the embellishment on these old school style. All right, guys, that's enough. Y'all have a good day.